In the past week, we saw spade to spade, the Packard Peterbilt logo was blacked out. I don't know what that means, but I'm just pointing to a public photo. The logo was blacked out. Anybody can speculate what you want there. I'm not going to comment on that, but I am curious, Chuck. So you have the OEM partner that builds the chassis, and in Daimler's case, the redundant chassis. You have the braking supplier, the steering supplier, the actuator, and you have Continental, you have your Bosches that do a lot of the tier one work. You building an autonomous truck, how do you get all these individuals to come together to either give you the green light, give you the permission, or in some cases give you the codes that you need in order for the control systems to work?
Yeah, that's a great question. Well, you have to enter into agreements with each of them. By default, you can't just load software onto a truck and expect to be able to actuate the brakes or the torque. The OEMs typically need to provide you with access to those APIs. And in order to do that, you need agreements. You can hack into systems, but that doesn't make it reliable. And fundamentally, it doesn't guarantee you high integrity because you don't know what the commitments are of the supplier of that interface to integrity. So it would be extremely difficult, if not impossible, to validate your safety case with evidence in the case that you don't have an agreement with the partner, because they need to participate in that validation.
Could any single partner, let's call it the stack, could any partner in that stack veto a driver out operation, or is it the OEM that has the ultimate final say?
Well, this gets into legal complexities that will probably go well beyond my training. I'm not a lawyer. I think fundamentally, if you buy a truck and you own it and you have figured out how to hack it so that it does what it needs to do, and you can safety certify that, I don't believe the OEM can stop you directly. I believe the OEM could stop you indirectly by filing suit, that you're somehow misusing the technology. They might demand that you remove their medallions from the truck, or they might go to the regulators and say, someone's doing something, beyond our certification with these vehicles and they shouldn't be on the road. So I think there are secondary things the OEM can do. Directly, if you own the truck, I'm not sure they can stop you from operating it, but certainly the regulators could. And I think the OEMs have sufficient power to make enough noise that you would be hard pressed to operate, at least in a driver out operation in that regard. So you raised the question of the blacked out logos. I do believe that is a go-to strategy for an OEM to say, you might operate a truck, but you're not going to operate it with our medallions in place. And in that case, they're treating you like what's called a bodybuilder. And bodybuilders are those that put their own bodies on the chassis of large trucks. And they put their own logos on them because they're doing the homologation. They're certifying that it's the bodybuilder that's certifying that it's safe for the road, not the original OEM in that case. So the OEM doesn't allow their labels to be put on the trucks in those cases. So if you see, I can't speak from firsthand knowledge, but if you see a truck that was built by Peterbilt, but it doesn't say Peterbilt on the truck, the assumption is that the assumption I would make as an outside observer is that this truck was homologated, was certified by the third party, not by the OEM. It's no longer a Peterbilt truck. It's an Acme truck. So that potentially puts a lot of onus on the company that decides to roll a truck with with a blacked out logo or their own logo. That they have to prove the entire platform safe, not just their. So if it's an autonomy player, they not only have to prove that their autonomy stack is safe, they have to prove that the underlying technologies are all safe as well with their own evidence, because it seems apparent to me that they're not going to get that evidence from the platform supplier if the platform supplier is refusing to put their name on it. They're basically saying, this is a bag of parts, you figure it out.